Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, and this video is last week was such a layup. Not! This is stock market analysis for the week of November 26, 2018. If you would like to receive intra-week updates, go to www.attackthemarkets.com, put in your first name, your best email address, follow the directions, and you will be on the distribution list. Facebook group is at facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. If you like what you're hearing in this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you never want to miss a video when one is updated, hit the subscribe button and smash that bell, and you'll be notified when I update a new video. So I'm doing this on Black Friday. It's about 3:15. No, it's exactly 3:15. On Friday, November 23rd, the market closed early. It was a half day for the U.S. stock market. And let's talk about the title of this video. Last week was such a layup. There were a lot of people out there saying, well, it's a holiday week. We're going to go up into the holiday week. We're going to go up into the holiday week. And that's not what happened. In one of my intra-week updates, I had highlighted this triangle in the SPY, and I had said that I thought we would stay inside the triangle. I did not think we would break. Now, we did break on, this is Tuesday, right? So we did break down on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, we stayed outside it, excuse me. Whoa. And then Friday, we gapped down, we tried to bounce, and then we wound up closing right about where we opened. So overall, I was wrong. I thought we would kind of stay in the triangle. Instead, we left the triangle, but we didn't get any impulsive move. Now, from here, I am looking for us to move lower. We do have a higher low, so I do have to watch for that, but I think that maybe a couple more sessions, we form a little continuation coil, and this would be a continuation off the triangle break, or we could just start going down Monday. But I think we're going to take out this 78.6% retracement. I think we're going to take out the October lows. It's turkey hangover. I apologize. And I think we are going to head to the February lows at a minimum. Okay, that's what I'm looking at now. There is a chance that we hold this 78.6 and instead this starts us on a rally higher, but for now, that's not what it looks like. It looks like we're going to try to test the lows. Wait for entry. Of course, I'm using the 78.6% level as an entry. You see how we broke it here, but then came back above it? That means that there is a higher likelihood, not an absolute, okay? Nothing is 100% in the market. But there is a higher likelihood that the next time it goes down, the break is real. Of course, I love these kind of setups because you know exactly where you're wrong. If you're playing a break of the 78.6% retracement, let's say it goes down and tests the October low, and then it starts coming back up and it breaks back up through the 78.6, well, then it's time to bail, and that makes your risk pretty low. The way you get hurt with a trade like this is if you short it here and then it turns immediately. And it immediately comes back and rallies. Now, more than likely, even if that were to happen, you would be able to set a good stop loss so that you didn't get completely smacked. But you have to use money management. But if it does break down, like the first scenario, and then it comes back up, well, then your stop can be really, really tight. But of course, everybody talks about tight stops and don't lose my just a little. Well, you have to risk something, otherwise it's not really trading, right? Trading involves risk, okay? And if the price amount is too much, then what you do is you lower your size, or you take something like options where the risk can be absolutely defined, okay? You can do spreads, you can do just naked options, whatever it is. You can buy a call or sell a call, which is more dangerous, obviously, or you can buy a put or sell a put. Okay? That's just some examples of what you can do. Then, like I said, you can also do covered strategies such as spreads, etc. Okay? All right. So that's what I'm looking at on the S&P. Here's the Dow. Similar. So the Russell also broke down, but then it came back, kissed the line. Had a decent day on Friday, relatively speaking. Right? Still down on the session, but relatively speaking. It's already below its 78.6. I love the way how it tried to get back above it on Friday, but couldn't. I think this is going to the February lows. I think it'll probably be there before any of the other indices. Here's the NASDAQ, tested and held to 78.6%. If it breaks down, I'm looking for a test of the February lows there as well. And here's the mid-caps. Let's look at some of the sectors. I want to go through them pretty quickly. I don't want to take up a lot of your time in this video because it is a holiday weekend, so get to enjoy some time with friends and family. Semiconductors look like some of the majors with the breakdown out of the triangle. Semis look lower to me, of course, with confirmation. Here's KLA Tanker on the 50-day moving average, but can't seem to get above it. So we want to watch what's going on here. Let's do this, and let's do this. Not really a bear flag, but it could be what's called a stealth bear flag here. How about NVIDIA? A lot of talk about NVIDIA getting smacked around the crypto mining people, right? So of NVIDIA cards, wow. I think I don't know, was that any coherence in that little mumble there? So a lot of people were buying NVIDIA cards in order to mine the cryptos, but now it seems it costs more money to mine them than they are actually worth. So people have stopped buying them. I heard some people are trying to return them, whatever it is. So NVIDIA is getting smacked. I mean, it's now down 50% from the high, and that's an official bear market for this stock. I would be watching for continuation patterns, see how low it can go. May go down to this breakout down here at 106. Just something to keep an eye on. Here's Intel sitting between the 50 and the 200-day moving average for now. Here's the banks. So the banks, not really doing much last week, but still below the 50-day moving average. The 50 and the 200 are pointing down. I want to see what happens if we take out the October lows. A couple of stocks to watch. Bank of America, of course, because it runs really, it has good symmetry, obviously, with the index. Here's JP Morgan. Here's a Citigroup, which I've been saying has been the weakest of the bunch, and that is hitting that hit a new low on the year last week. How about the broker-dealer index? So the broker-dealer index not doing that much. Here's Goldman hitting new lows, though. Okay, how about like an Interactive Brokers? Yeah, so I'm getting a weird thing with the chart on this. I got to look into this, and I really haven't. So I usually edit it out every time I go into Interactive Brokers, and I edit it. But this time I'm not gonna. All right, so here's Morgan. Morgan has been in a pretty nice looking downtrend since peaking out in the middle of March. Watch for the lows coming up here down at $40.14. Let's look at the biotechs. So the biotechs are just kind of sitting here around 4,400. Possible W pattern here, but if they lose this, look for a push down to the 4,200 area. How about Gilead and Biogen, just two that I like to watch, and then Amgen. Also, I mean, Amgen's right between the 50 and the 200 day. Don't really see any real setups in these. Let's look at some of the glamour stocks and Caterpillar and John Deere, which I love to watch as well. So possible higher low here, but I think that's going to retest the recent lows. John Deere as well. The first one was Caterpillar. Here's Amazon. So Amazon hit a multi-month low, did get a bounce, but if this low gets taken out, if these 1418, whatever this is, 1419, if these lows get taken out, look for a test down to the 1357 handle, 1358. And the reason that I'm just using roundabout numbers is I don't like to use exact targets. I like to watch for zones down there. Apple, we talked about Apple last week being in a stealth continuation pattern here right at the 200-day moving average. Well, got paid off here. This was a nice push down. I think it can continue to trade lower down to the 161 area. May want to get a little bounce first before it rolls back over, but definitely one to watch. The Zuck book continuing to apply the pain. Think it's going to hole number 100. May not go in a straight line, though. May continue to zigzag. How about Netflix? So I was talking to some friends and some acquaintances over the past week. A lot of people say that Netflix is going to be under pressure once Disney comes out with their streaming service. Well, I mean, maybe. But, you know, Netflix is putting in a pretty solid foothold here in the streaming industry, right? And I don't like talking, you know, most of the time I like working with charts, right? I don't like to talk about the stories. And, of course, every stock has a story, right? I mean, look at Sirius Radio. They signed Howard Stern. They signed Martha Stewart. They did all this stuff, and the stock just completely got obliterated, right? So I'm not saying that just because Netflix has a good foothold now, that's going to continue. Things change, times change. I mean, look at stock like GE. Right? Who would ever thought the stock would be decimated such as this? Saying this is really ugly. I'll talk more about that in December. But anyway, so that's Netflix to me looks right now like it could continue to see lower prices, perhaps fill this gap down here at in the 228s. What else? Alphabet. Yeah, Alphabet, watch hole number 1,000. If that gives way, you have the top of this balance area at 958. Right, it's right on the top of this balance area here. What else? Let's look at bonds. Yeah, bonds continuing to bounce. When I sent out the alert, I said that bonds were into resistance at the 50-day moving average as per the TLT. You could see they paused there a little bit, but they did go higher Friday, even though they gapped up and crapped. Just watch this, though, because if this gets any selling pressure put in and this divergence gets busted through, we could see the TLT down to 109. So watch that. Oil getting rocked and rolled, but this type of move usually leads to some congestion, so I would watch for a pause sooner rather than later. Notice how it came down perfectly to support down here from whatever this pattern is, an inverted head and shoulders, or at least in the spirit of the inverted head and shoulders. I think it's going sub $10, but may get a bounce beforehand. Don't see a buy signal here. Just want to watch it, though. And gold continuing to go sideways, so I want to see how this sets up over the next several weeks. So again, I think we are going lower. I think at a minimum we are going to test the October lows, but I think the next time through the 78.6% retracement, I think we're going to continue down to the lows on the year down here, the February lows. And I don't think it happens in one session, or it could. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that we're going to make our way down there. A lot of people are calling for an end-of-year rally. A lot of people called for a Thanksgiving week rally. It did not happen. I thought we were going to stay inside the triangle. It didn't happen. Again, we didn't move that far away, but I thought we'd contain ourselves and maybe get a nice move this coming week. But definitely the time to pay attention. This is usually, these next few weeks are usually a great time to trade. A lot of crosswinds going on. Could we turn tail from here and get to new highs? It's possible. I don't think right now that's going to happen. I will change my mind if we get above this small little double top. Okay, but I mean, that's at this point 17 points away. What is that? I don't know, 8%, less than that, 7%, whatever it is. That's a pretty nice move here. So I would think that would happen. At least would take a week and a half of solid buying in order to get there. I don't think we're going to move that in just a couple of days, but you never know. Market has definitely done stranger things in this, but I think we're going lower. I would like to see a pause early next week, and then I would like to see us go down, but I'm going to be watching this 78.6. Questions, tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Thanks for all the great emails that were sent in last week. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and is getting ready for the rest of the holiday season. Okay, I will talk to you in the intra-week update or in next week's video.